This wasn't how the story was supposed to go. Not for a rookie, not before playing a single NFL snap, and definitely not in Paris. While most young players are focused on depth charts and playbooks, Shedeur Sanders was making a move that quietly changed the conversation. Not with a highlight reel, not with trash talk, but with a deal that raised eyebrows across both football and fashion. At first glance, it looked like just another celebrity appearance, another athlete chasing clout overseas, but that reading missed something important. This wasn't about flexing money, it was about positioning, about leverage, about showing power before the league ever had a chance to define him. Fans noticed, analysts hesitated, and insiders started asking the same question. How did a rookie end up playing a bigger game than veterans who have been in the league for years? Because what happened next made it clear this wasn't accidental. Paris wasn't a coincidence. And it definitely wasn't about Fashion Week clout. For Shedeur Sanders, showing up in Paris was a calculated business move that most fans completely underestimated. Because Paris isn't just a city, it's a signal. It's where luxury brands decide who belongs in the room and who doesn't. And by stepping onto that stage, Shedeur wasn't asking for validation. He was declaring status. Think about it, plenty of athletes wear designer clothes, plenty get front row invites, but very few are positioned as partners inside the luxury ecosystem. Paris is where brands introduce people they see as long-term assets, not temporary influencers. That's the difference. This wasn't about an outfit, it was about access. Amiri didn't bring Shedeur to Paris to look cool on Instagram. They brought him because they understand where culture is actually moving. The future of luxury isn't runway models alone anymore. It's athletes who move the needle, who control attention, and who can bridge street culture with high fashion without looking forced. Shedeur fits that profile perfectly. And here's the key part most people missed: timing. Shedeur hadn't even reached his NFL prime. No MVPs, no playoff runs, no decade-long resume, yet he was already being treated like a global brand. That tells you the evaluation wasn't based on football alone. It was based on influence, identity, and marketability at scale. Paris made that clear. Luxury brands don't bet $80 million on potential unless they're confident the return is inevitable. They study demographics, they track cultural momentum, they analyze who resonates with the next generation not just in America but worldwide. And Shedeur checks every box: young, confident, unapologetic, and deeply connected to the culture luxury brands are desperate to stay relevant within. This is where the comparison to traditional endorsements falls apart. Most athletes sign deals that last as long as their performance does. One injury, one bad season, and the leverage disappears. But Paris-level positioning isn't about weekly stats. It's about permanence, about becoming part of a brand's DNA. That's why this moment mattered more than any sideline appearance or pre-game outfit ever could. Paris was Shedeur stepping into a different category, one where he isn't waiting for the league to crown him. He's building value independent of draft position, depth charts, or public opinion. While others were chasing rookie bonuses, he was securing global relevance. And once that door opens, it rarely closes. Because when a luxury house introduces you in Paris, they aren't just saying you look good. They're saying you belong. They're saying you're protected. They're saying you're part of the future. And that's the real statement Shedeur Sanders made, without ever throwing a single pass. This deal isn't just about touchdowns or highlight reels, not even close. Shedeur Sanders is redefining what it means to be an athlete in 2025. While most rookies are still focused on proving themselves on the field, he's building an empire off it. And make no mistake, the money he's making isn't supplemental, it's transformative. Take Gatorade, for example. Most players would have taken a guaranteed $60 million over 3 years and called it a day. But Shedeur, he saw bigger. He restructured the deal to secure 3% ownership in Gatorade USA. That's right, he's not just collecting a paycheck, he's a shareholder. Every bottle sold, every campaign launched, he benefits. This is the kind of long-term strategy that separates athletes from legends. And it doesn't stop there. His $80 million Amiri deal isn't just a fashion endorsement, it's a cultural statement. High fashion is chasing relevance and Shedeur is their gateway. He bridges street culture, Black American influence, and the luxury market in a way that few athletes could. Paris was just the announcement. What he's really doing is creating a blueprint. Even his Nike contract is unprecedented. Special active player clause doubled his earnings, and a 50% cut of jersey sales turned fans into partners in his empire. Unlike rookies celebrated for signing bonuses, Shedeur flipped the narrative. He isn't an employee, he's a co-creator. He's not just paid for his talent, he's paid for his influence, his identity, and his ability to move culture. And think about this, he wasn't a first-round pick. He wasn't the guy everyone projected to dominate, yet he's out-turning, out-influencing, and outmaneuvering players with higher draft status. Draft position matters far less than business intelligence and timing, and Shedeur understood that from day one. This is why the NFL alone can't contain his value. Off the field, his moves touch fashion, beverages, gaming, and even lifestyle partnerships with legends like Tom Brady. Each venture is meticulously chosen to expand reach, diversify income, and cement authenticity. He's not chasing trends, he's creating them. The lesson: modern athletes can no longer rely solely on performance stats. Influence, strategy, and equity are now just as critical. Shedeur Sanders is living proof. While other rookies are grinding for minutes, he's designing the framework for wealth and impact that will outlast any playing career. This isn't just about football, this is about showing the next generation of athletes that the game isn't limited to the field, it's in contracts, boardrooms, and even Paris runways. And Shedeur, he's already 3 steps ahead. Let's break down just how insane Shedeur Sanders' rise has been in numbers. It's one thing to hear $80 million Amiri deal or equity in Gatorade. It's another to really understand what that means. Start with the basics: his NFL contract. A 4-year, $4.6 million deal might sound modest compared to league stars, but Shedeur is rewriting the rules. Through clever negotiation, he earns more than the average rookie in ways most can't imagine. Add to that the Nike active player clause that doubled his earnings, he instantly jumped into a completely different financial tier than many first-round picks. Then there's the jersey game. Most rookies celebrate signing bonuses, but Shedeur structured a deal where he gets 50% of all jersey sales. Every time a fan buys one of his jerseys, he earns. That's thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars funneling straight into his personal empire, separate from his NFL salary. Now let's talk Gatorade. Walking away from a $60 million guaranteed payout might scare most athletes, but Shedeur chose 3% ownership instead. Gatorade brings in billions annually, and even a fraction of that creates long-term wealth far beyond a short-term payday. This is what separates a millionaire athlete from a potential billionaire. He's not chasing cash, he's creating lasting influence. And here's the kicker. Combined with his fashion deals, partnerships, and emerging brand ventures, projections suggest Shedeur could become the youngest billionaire in NFL history while still playing. Not decades after retirement, not after aging out of the game, while he's still in his 20s, still throwing touchdowns, still building on-field legacies. Compare that to peers like Cam Ward or Travis Hunter, drafted higher yet making smaller moves. Draft position, overrated. Strategic thinking, brand leverage, and timing, that's the real game. Every decision Shedeur makes, from Paris runways to boardroom equity, is calculated. This isn't luck. It's influence meeting intelligence executed flawlessly. Fans buy jerseys, luxury brands fight for attention, beverage giants give him equity, and every single move compounds, building a multi-industry empire before he even reaches peak playing years. The numbers tell the story louder than highlights ever could. Salary alone, just the tip of the iceberg. Endorsements, equity, royalties, and product revenue, that's where he's truly untouchable. And the best part, this is only the beginning. Shedeur Sanders isn't just stacking dollars, he's stacking legacy, power, and a blueprint for the next generation. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a football player, he's a cultural phenomenon. Brands aren't signing him because he throws touchdowns, they're signing him because he embodies influence. From hip-hop to streetwear, from fashion to gaming, Shedeur has his finger on the pulse of what young audiences care about. Luxury brands like Amiri recognized this early. His connection to the American Black community and his ability to merge street credibility with high-fashion elegance makes him a rare commodity. It's about authenticity. In an era where athletes are often criticized for being too corporate or disconnected, Shedeur stays real. He grew up understanding culture, music, and style, and he translates that into every deal he signs. Fans feel it. They see themselves in him, and they buy into everything he touches. That's why his jerseys fly off shelves and why brands are willing to stake millions on his image. The fashion world sees the same thing. Paris Fashion Week is no longer just for models, it's for cultural icons. Shedeur strutting down a runway is a statement. luxury isn't just European elegance, it's influence, relevance, and connection. And it's not a one-off. Every Instagram post, every appearance, every partnership strengthens his brand. Even outside fashion, the strategy is clear. Gaming collaborations, lifestyle products, and unique equity stakes create a 360-degree presence. He's everywhere his audience lives, on the field, in the streets, online, and in luxury spaces. That's what makes him invaluable. Brands don't just see an athlete, they see a bridge to millions of engaged fans. And here's the subtle genius. By aligning with culture first, Shedeur ensures that his value isn't fleeting. Trends come and go, but authentic cultural influence lasts. That's why Amiri didn't just offer him a paycheck, they offered him a platform, creative input, and runway opportunities. They understand that influence drives profit more than performance alone. This cultural leverage also explains his strategic equity moves. Gatorade, Nike, fashion houses, they're all part of a bigger picture. Each partnership reinforces the other. Every deal compounds, building a narrative. Shedeur Sanders isn't just playing football, he's shaping culture. And that gives him a power no rookie, no draft pick, and no first-rounder has had in decades. Shedeur's rise shows that modern athletes can no longer rely solely on stats. Influence, authenticity, and timing matter just as much as touchdowns and tackles. He is the blueprint for the future, where culture, business, and sport collide to create unstoppable power. Shedeur Sanders isn't just an athlete, he's a business strategist disguised as a quarterback. Most rookies see endorsement deals as a one-time payday. Shedeur sees them as long-term investments. Take Gatorade, for example. They offered him $60 million over 3 years, a life-changing sum for any player. Most would sign instantly. Not Shedeur. He negotiated 3% equity in Gatorade USA instead, turning guaranteed money into a stake in a multi-billion-dollar empire. That move alone separates him from every rookie in recent memory. His Nike deal follows the same philosophy. When he stepped onto the field for his first preseason game, Nike's active player clause triggered, doubling his contract value. On top of that, Shedeur secured 50% of his jersey sales, creating a revenue stream that many veteran athletes only dream about. He isn't just collecting endorsements, he's building an empire that earns while he sleeps, plays, and travels the world. And it's not limited to traditional sports deals. Shedeur has diversified into multiple industries, launching his own apparel line, collaborating with EA Sports, partnering with Tom Brady's wellness and apparel brand, and even starting a signature barbecue sauce. Each venture is strategically positioned. The apparel connects with his young fanbase, gaming keeps him relevant in digital culture, and lifestyle partnerships align him with legacy icons, boosting credibility. Even the Amiri deal exemplifies his business acumen. Most athletes would be content with an $80 million paycheck. Shedeur structured it to maximize influence, visibility, and creative input. Walking the runway in Paris isn't just a fashion statement, it's a branding masterstroke. Every appearance, every post, every partnership compounds his cultural and financial value. Shedeur's genius lies in the integration of culture, business, and personal brand. He understands that performance on the field is temporary, but influence lasts. By making himself a partner rather than an employee in every venture, he turns fleeting attention into sustainable wealth. The bigger picture, if projections hold, Shedeur could become the youngest billionaire in NFL history, all while actively playing. That's a level of financial intelligence and strategic vision unprecedented for his generation. It's not just about money, it's about positioning, timing, and understanding how to turn fame into lasting power. Shedeur Sanders is rewriting the athlete playbook. Stats win games, influence builds empires, and he's playing both sides flawlessly. Shedeur Sanders isn't just rewriting business rules, he's breaking NFL norms on the field too. Despite not being a first-round pick, he's outperforming top prospects in both stats and influence. Take jersey sales, for example. Shedeur sold the most rookie jerseys this year, yet he earns less per jersey than veterans. But he cleverly turned this into opportunity, negotiating 50% of all future jersey profits. Compare that to someone like Cam Ward, who would need to sell over 375,000 jerseys to match his contract. Shedeur hits that milestone effortlessly, proving draft position isn't the ultimate measure of success. His $4.6 million rookie contract is modest compared to his endorsement earnings, yet the leverage he built through equity stakes and strategic deals puts him ahead of many seasoned veterans. Analysts often debate the value of draft rankings, but Shedeur shows that smart negotiations and brand building can outweigh draft hype. While others stress over their draft slots, he focused on laying a foundation for an empire. Shedeur's trajectory is also reshaping how rookies are evaluated. Beyond touchdowns and interceptions, teams and brands are watching cultural influence, social media reach, and entrepreneurial vision. His Gatorade equity move alone makes him a case study in modern sports business. No rookie has historically secured a stake in a billion-dollar company before stepping onto an NFL field. Even within the rookie class, Shedeur's combination of athletic skill, business intelligence, and brand management makes him peerless. Top draft picks like Travis Hunter or Cam Ward may dominate headlines, but Shedeur's holistic approach, merging athletic performance with financial and cultural impact, puts him in a league of his own. The larger NFL landscape is starting to shift. Teams, sponsors, and agents are reevaluating what defines value in a modern athlete. It's no longer just about stats or first-round hype. Influence, branding, and long-term vision now weigh just as heavily, and Shedeur Sanders is leading the way. In short, Shedeur doesn't just play the game, he redefines it. On-field stats, off-field business moves, and cultural relevance converge to create a new benchmark for rookies and veterans alike. He proves that preparation, foresight, and self-belief can turn a young player from overlooked draft prospect into a global powerhouse. As the NFL evolves, Shedeur Sanders stands as the prototype of the modern athlete, one who scores touchdowns and builds empires simultaneously. And for every rookie watching, his path signals one truth: your platform is more powerful than your draft number. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a football star, he's a cultural powerhouse shaping fashion and lifestyle trends. His $80 million deal with luxury brand Amiri isn't a standard endorsement, it's a statement. Shedeur and his brother Shiloh are set to walk European runways, signaling a new era where athletes aren't just faces on ads, they're central figures in global fashion. Amiri didn't choose Shedeur randomly. Reports claim the brand wanted someone with authentic influence in the American Black community, someone who embodies culture, style, and credibility. Shedeur fits that perfectly. His ability to merge streetwear, luxury fashion, and football fame makes him uniquely valuable. In a world where brands chase engagement and relevance, Shedeur becomes the bridge between culture and commerce. Fashion isn't the only stage. Shedeur's moves resonate with younger fans who care about authenticity, representation, and influence beyond the field. Hip-hop, streetwear, and athlete-driven culture are reshaping fashion, and he's at the center. By stepping onto Paris runways, he sends a message: athletes can dictate trends, not just follow them. It's more than style, it's strategy. Shedeur's image, choices, and deals reinforce a broader cultural dominance. From his apparel line to partnerships with Gatorade, Nike, and EA Sports, he's curating a lifestyle brand that feels authentic, aspirational, and unstoppable. This is the blueprint for modern athletes who want to influence everything, from jerseys and sneakers to social media and fashion campaigns. Some fans believe Shedeur's dual focus on football and fashion might be a distraction, but his early results prove otherwise. By controlling both his on-field narrative and off-field brand, he maximizes value and ensures longevity in industries where trends change overnight. He isn't just participating, he's reshaping expectations of what an athlete can achieve culturally and commercially. In essence, Shedeur Sanders isn't just scoring touchdowns, he's winning influence. Every step on the runway, every equity stake, and every signature line expands his empire. The NFL may define him as a quarterback, but the world sees him as a trendsetter, entrepreneur, and cultural icon. Luxury brands, young fans, and fellow athletes are taking note. Shedeur isn't just following trends, he's setting them, redefining what it means to be a modern athlete in 2025. And with each move, he proves that in today's game, cultural relevance and influence can be as powerful as any touchdown. Shedeur Sanders isn't just building a career, he's constructing an empire. Beyond football and fashion, every move is part of a long-term strategy designed to maximize influence and wealth. His deal with Gatorade is a perfect example. Instead of taking $60 million guaranteed, he restructured the contract to gain 3% ownership in the company. That's not just smart, it's visionary. Even a small slice of a multi-billion-dollar brand secures income for decades, positioning him as one of the youngest potential billionaire athletes in history. Nike, Amiri, and other top brands see him as more than a player, they see him as a partner and cultural ambassador. By securing ownership, royalties, and equity stakes instead of simple endorsements, Shedeur is future-proofing his wealth, showing a level of business acumen rarely seen in athletes under 25. He isn't chasing instant cash, he's building multi-generational security. Shedeur's empire spans multiple industries. From his own apparel line to collaborations in gaming with EA Sports, signature sneaker deals, and even lifestyle partnerships like Tom Brady's wellness brand, he's diversifying his portfolio. Each venture connects with a different audience: football fans, gamers, fashion enthusiasts, and culture-focused communities, ensuring his brand is everywhere all at once. This strategy also teaches younger athletes a crucial lesson: playing time doesn't equal long-term wealth. Shedeur's approach shows that leveraging fame, cultural influence, and business insight can create more impact than performance alone. Equity, branding, and partnerships now matter as much as touchdowns and stats. Even his fashion deals have a business angle. Walking the Paris runway isn't just about exposure, it's about aligning with luxury, high-profile brands that enhance his marketability across industries. By positioning himself at the intersection of sports, culture, and commerce, Shedeur ensures his influence remains relevant far beyond the NFL season. Some reports suggest that his approach could change the way athletes negotiate contracts, making ownership and equity the new standard. Shedeur isn't just participating in the current market, he's shaping the rules for the next generation of sports entrepreneurs. Ultimately, Shedeur Sanders proves that the modern athlete is more than their sport. Every contract, every runway appearance, and every strategic partnership builds toward long-term legacy and financial dominance. He's not just playing games on the field, he's playing the ultimate game of influence, culture, and business, and the scoreboard will last far longer than any season. Shedeur Sanders is rewriting the playbook for what it means to be a modern athlete. He's not just excelling on the football field, he's building a multi-industry empire that spans sports, fashion, gaming, and lifestyle. From his record-shattering NFL contracts to the $80 million Amiri deal, and from securing equity in Gatorade to launching his own brands, every move is calculated to maximize influence and long-term wealth. What sets Shedeur apart is his vision and timing. While other players focus solely on stats or draft position, he understands that brand and cultural impact are equally powerful. By positioning himself as both a player and a business partner, he turns every endorsement and partnership into a strategic step toward lasting legacy. His approach proves that equity and ownership outperform short-term cash, and that long-term thinking can elevate an athlete into a generational figure. Shedeur also demonstrates the importance of authenticity. Every deal he takes, from fashion runways in Paris to gaming collaborations, reflects his personality, roots, and culture. He doesn't chase trends blindly, he aligns with projects that enhance his brand while staying true to himself. This balance of strategy and authenticity is what makes him a standout not just in football, but in the business world. For younger athletes watching, Shedeur's story is a blueprint. Know your worth, diversify your income, think beyond the playing field. Build a brand, not just a resume. The NFL draft, rookie contracts, or first-year stats may matter in the moment, but Shedeur shows that business intelligence, cultural influence, and timing create far greater opportunities. The Amiri runway, the Gatorade equity, and his Nike contracts are more than headlines. They're signposts of a new era where athletes are entrepreneurs first and entertainers second. By leveraging his platform, Shedeur Sanders ensures that his impact will outlast any single season or record. Ultimately, Shedeur's story isn't just about football or fashion. It's about power, influence, and legacy. He's demonstrating that the modern athlete can be a cultural icon, business magnate, and role model simultaneously. While the world watches his touchdowns, partnerships, and runway walks, one thing is clear: Shedeur Sanders isn't just participating in the game, he's redefining it, and the rules he's setting today could shape the next generation of sports superstars for decades to come.